Hey guys, Lil Y here, back with another Minecraft mod review, and today I want to show you guys Tenckers Construct. And now, Tenckers Construct is basically a pretty good sized mod. I must say, it adds a lot of blocks, as you kinda see around me, and the thing that I am basically standing on too. Now, Tenckers Constroct is of course a big mod, and it will kind of start you out with something pretty easy, which is basically materials and you. Now this book is usually the first thing you will get into a server or single player world, unless changed inside the config files, which is kind of a why would you do that, but oh well. But you can also make all these books here too, which these books basically help you. So let me press R here, and you basically make a blank pattern with a piece of paper. Blank pattern is basically two pieces of wood with two sticks cross between each other. Now I'm going to basically pick up a few of these to help me show you what's going to go on the next one. Now the next thing here is the next book you're wanting to get is basically another materials and you. Basically, I'm going to go open up to the other one here. Again, getting started recipes. This one has a lot more, words. Basically, this right here shows you a picture of ore berries, which I will talk to you guys a little bit about, and basically all the recipes to all the stuff that I'm going to show you. So, yeah. And it also shows you how to make the other books, which the other books you just put in the graph table with the other one and just boom, boom. That's so, or you could build like I think this one comes when you build one of the builders table here, which I'll show you right now. So basically, what you're going to start out with usually is one of these simple little, stencil tables here. Now, when you make one of these things, it's going to, bring up this screen right here. Now you just have to put one of those blank patterns in there. You got 64 of them in there. Then you have to click on the next pattern to make a pattern itself. So let's say I want to make like a sword. A sword here. Boom, got it. Then you just put it into here, which is a pattern chest. Which, as you see on top of these have a kind of a more compact version. Like I could put this one on top of here. Wait, why is it not working now? I don't know. But basically these are the smaller versions, so you can put these in the floor when you have half slabs, so you don't have to worry about these, being in the middle of everyone's way. So once again, you can put anything in there. You have another set of patterns that you could go for. So anyways, this is all the patterns that you could have at the same time into one chest. You have some extra space. I wonder why, but you basically have all these materials in here. You want to basically worry about them. These are easy to make, but all these have a different purpose, and it's basically good to hold on to every single one of them. So basically, out of what you have here is a part builder. Now, a part builder helps you to a certain extent. It's basically like a limitation in a matter of speech, basically. But anyways, so when you basically start and you mine a lot of cobblestone, is one of the big things you could do. So let me see if anything else. And let's say you have a lot of wood. So let's say I want to make a pickaxe. You can make a pickaxe out of wood. Won't look at it. It's not as durable as stone or any other material, but you can make a pickaxe out of wood. You could make it out of stone, which I kind of prefer when you start it, but basically it's right there. So you can do it with all these other things, all these other materials and signs. It also tells you how much it costs basically to make each one of these. So like for instance, this one has 0.5, and you're asking yourself, why 0.5? Well, it will make the stone medium guard, but also makes this tool part shard, which you put down here to make another one of them. This is basically 0.5 of the material, so it's kind of there. So I'm just basically taking you guys through a simple kind of step by step. It's all inside the books here. So when you start building one of those, you'll get this one right here, or this book right here, which shows you what materials you need for each type of material. Now I want to show you guys something later on, but it will basically show you the durability, the handle modifier, which is basically how strong it is if you just put in the handle, full tool, like if you have the whole thing as a tool. There you go. Mining speed, mining level, which that's kind of a high mining level, so keep an eye out for that one. So cobalt, other stuff, and it shows the modifiers. Smelting will come later. So basically, once you have your stuff here, you want to go into here. Now this is not all the stuff here, as you could see. That you think, oh, okay, you only have this, so why am I using this mod? Well, let's say that and that has its own special ability, while you could make a stronger bow and arrows, and a chisel, which is used to make more blocks, and you can also modify your existing tools that you have, which I will show you right now. So let's say I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab like a stone pickaxe. Why not? You put it in here. It will show how much modifiers remaining, which is 3, which is basically mostly standard, unless you use something like paper, which has the writable ability on it, which basically in turn you could actually have, like, instead of 3 you have 4, which is also be done by a block of gold and a diamond, which also makes that up to more, so you can have basically up to 5 modifiers onto one pick at a time, basically. So as you have, like, let's say this here, and I want to speed the cutting action of it, so you can either get a stack of glowstone, or you could get a stack of redstone blocks. So basically, when you have it in here, it will show right there. So what redstone does is it will make haste on your redstone right there. See, it says haste, but you don't see redstone. You just see haste on your pickaxe, but you see redstone right there and how much you could put into it. So as you see, I have 9 right now at the max. So if I split that in half and put down the next one down below, which not much people know, which you could put 2 at a team. Yeah, team. It's your team. But you have 2 of them going at a time, or let's say I will have half, like 1 stack and basically 1 redstone in there. You could do that too. Takes more time though. So basically, when you click on it, you have that sound going off as a tink 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 tink. So basically, when that's happening, you're basically creating stuff. So actually, well, that might be this one, but basically it's a wood cutting sound, but still, it's basically the same thing. It's a sound effect basically. So let me go over here, give you a sound thing. See, there's a tink tink tink. There's a saw next one, but this right here is basically a more advanced one. So once you basically put that haste on there, it's basically going to make it mine faster basically. So yeah. So the next one is a tool forge, which is a bit more expensive than that thing. That requires all metal piece, or a full stack, or not full stack really, but it's like basically 9 times 4. So you guys could take care of it, which is actually 32. So and same thing with a tool forge. Let me bring the recipe up here. It's basically a tool forge to make a tool forge thing, smaller thing right there, which requires a tool station with 4 seared brick, which 4 seared brick is from seared brick, 4 seared brick, and seared brick is from the grout, which is basically right there, which in turns the grout is basically made of sand, gravel, and clay. Which the next thing here will bring me up to this. It's another rebuild kind of the crafting bench, which I kind of like because it's one of the really cool ones. So let's say I dropped like so much stuff in there, now it didn't drop. Well, it dropped. It doesn't drop things unless you break it, of course. But But anyways, you know, it's basically in the same form as this. All these work as the same thing as when they were kind of in half, and basically as so. So the next thing is this barricade. Basically, it's basically the same thing. It has the same thing for, you know, spruce, birch, you know, oak. It has the same thing, but it's different texture. Here, how you make it. Oh, come on, I have to be out of there. But this is how you make it. It's just 2 pieces of wood. You only get 1 per time though. But mobs can't go through it even though you have 1 of them. But I think they could break it down. But you can add more to it by, you know, pressing it multiple times. But that's basically building in the next block over. So yeah. So the next thing is basically not the grout, which I kind of talked about earlier, but this whole tool forge here is basically it. I think at this version you could go as tall as whatever you hand the computer. Whoa, why did anyone check stuff? I don't know. But anyways, this right here is a smeltery, which is required to do a lot of the stuff here. So you could go above stone, which this tool forge here could, you know, make one of the most expensive parts here, and it basically adds on a few cool stuff that you could do stuff on. So let's say I'm going to get a few copper. So basically I have tons and tons of copper. Alright, and I need to smelt this. This is also used as a door or an ore doubling plant. Let's set a door doubling plant. I can speak English well. But what you need is lava to power it. So basically the amount you need is basically 1 smeltery. You don't even need these seared windows and glass, which basically almost has the same recipe, except that goes right there too, and it's basically a full thing right there. It doesn't matter what type of glass it is, but yeah, those work right there. And you need a drainery, a snout, and also a casting table and a casting bin, or it's like either or. So you can have 1 nozzle. There's a faucet right there. There's a drain. You only need 1 drain at the max, 1 faucet at the max, but you can have either one of those, but preferably this one because you can have multiple stuff going into that one. So it will be activated, and you know when it's completed when it has a lit up, you know, smeltery controller. So then the thing you need to have is seared tanks. Now you can just have 1 seared tank, or you can have multiple seared tanks like I have here. It'll take a couple of them to go into it, and as you see inside, it will show you as placing the blocks inside. So it will take a little while to put it in there, and it will melt. So I'm just going to shove like all stack is, and so to, you know, fill up to the brim. So I'm just while waiting for that, I'm going to show you the next thing is a drying rack. A drying rack is basically you put like rotten flesh to make bit or whatever jerky. So you can go through here, but I don't think you want to, because when you go into there, I'll show you in a little while that when that goes, like, actually I could just show you it now. So I'm gonna go inside a smeltery. Why am I hurt already? Smeltery tank. But it will show up to the max, but you can have a lot more basically. But why am I not? That's weird. Let me try to get a test subject here. Let's say a pig. Okay. Why you don't do stuff? Well, I'm just gonna keep you in there. Ha ha ha! Keep the piggy in there. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working, but there's a way that you may just be able to put bacon in there. I'm not sure. But basically, the pig will go in there. And usually, you'll lose hearts by staying inside a smeltery, because you know how it's supposed to be hot, but also allows you to grow stuff into it. But you'll get blood in here, basically. Blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna go into it because it's kind of not working at the moment, for me at least. There we go. So next thing I'm going to talk to you guys is ores, basically. Now, ores are like these 3 ores here are found in other mods too. You could use those other mods to get more ores at the same, basically same thing here. So basically aluminum you could use from Galacticraft, and it doesn't really matter. You could use Galacticraft aluminum to, tenckers construct, or vice versa. Tin and copper, same thing. And there's a few other blocks. These are attained through the overworld, and that essence berry bush right there, basically spawns in around the world. This right here, this essence berry bush is kind of the rarest of them all. This essence berry bush, basically, if I could find its berries here, if I once again, the magical word is if. Berries. Come on. Where are you? I know you're here. Don't lie to me. You have berries. I want the berries. I probably just skipped right over it. No, it's right there. See, you get different type of berries found what it is. You can't eat half of them, but let's say if I could go to here into regular game mode, and when I press that, it will actually give me experience. That's why the essence berry is kind of a little bit overpowered if you find thousands of them and you have a couple other mods that could help you collect it. Like oh my gosh, I spit out my screen. Alright, so I wouldn't have to deal with it. But anyways, those will give you experience, and with those experience you could go into enchanted tables and do that and all that stuff, and there's this blue slime there. But yeah. So those will be, that's a rare spawn. There's copper, gold, iron, tin, etc. But they're a little bit more common than that one. So anyways, next one is ardite ore and cobalt ore, which, as you see by the textures, they kind of belong into the nether family. There's also an a whatever, yeah, it's whatever's, but there it is. Alright, and there's also, it's in gravel ore, as you see here. There's cobalt, gravel, and I think that's all that's in gravel is cobalt too. But these could be just shoveled up, and these could be put into smeltery and to make regular ore. So basically cobalt and ardite are the 2 most powerful ores in this whole mod pack, or kind of mod here, but they could be put together into a stronger ore, or a stronger metal. Basically it makes molybdenum, which basically is, it sure is purple basically, but it is the most powerful one of them all. 2 of them, a pair of 2 of them will make one of them, I think, or maybe 2 of them. I'm not sure. I'm not a scientist. Or well, it's like one of these each will make one. So these are kind of rare in the nether, but you basically have the same rarity as iron basically, but they only spawn pairs of 1 or 2. So these will be separate. These will be either under the lava, or just hanging from a cliff, or just being on the ground in general. So the next thing is the ham bone. Now ham bone is basically crafted like so. It's just that. And now I think what I'm doing wrong is pig, but you just put that in there. It should be able to cook it up, and voila, it'll be done. But yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the next thing. Is copper basically is one of the materials that you could use to do this. So how do you get basically a whole thing? Basically, how do you make these moldings right here? Well, what you could do is by getting gold in there, or finding 2 like aluminum and brass, I think, to make, something of that sort to make aluminum brass. Or you just get a simplified gold. Into there, it's 2 iron or gold ingots per casting. I don't think it really matters what kind of casting, but oh well. So while that's cooking up, I'll show you a couple things, like this block here, this concealed blue slime. It's basically like a trampoline of this whole mod. You can basically bounce on it forever. And basically on this whole block, there's kind of a sky island. I'm not 100% sure of the name. If that's the 100% name of it, then cool. But it has slime or grass on it. I can't speak. I speak English well. And same thing with water. And you have these new trees that you can actually get the sapling for, which is pretty cool because if you can't find slimes very easily, you can get the slime sapling and get one of these, which in your personal table you get easy slime balls. Now it's basically if I could get the recipe and what it's used for. You get 4 slime balls. It's basically the same thing. You could go put back on top of it. Blah 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 blah. You got those blue slimes. Do the same thing. So basically, since that gold is now here, and as you see, I have 2 different, molten objects, and they're not binding together yet because they don't have nothing to combine to. So let's say I have 2 objects or more in there, and I have gold. For this instance, I have gold and copper, and I don't want to basically pour it into my thing there. Well, I could just put that there. I could just click on that, really. Well, don't know why it's not doing it, but well, maybe just a weird glitch for now. But basically, let's say I want to make a pickaxe head, alright, to make myself a pretty cool amount of ores. So basically, it's not letting me. Let me do it. I won't. But weird thing. But anyways, this actually allows me to show you the other thing. Is basically not the faucets, but it's a channel, which the channel could go into multiple other things. I have a little system going on here. With that, click on, I think, the edge right there. It will basically flow all over to the final one, I believe, until until it fills up to a certain point. Then it will probably move on, or until it's done with that one. I don't know. But basically, it will, do some more stuff. I make scientific words happen. Basically, you could connect all these up together, and basically you could create a very big system of funnels that you could put clear glass in, which is basically just by putting sand or glass into the furnace here itself. So basically these are filling that up, blah blah blah. It'll kind of do itself. So you could use these for basically ender tanks too, but it's not as effective. So, and as you see here, it's putting down mill buckets at a time, copper, blah 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 blah. Why you no work? Oh, I don't know why it's not emptying out. Cool. But there you go. Okay, there you go for you. All right. So that actually shows you what you could do with this casting table, which this casting table can basically, could basically turn anything into whatever you have the mold out of. Like if I use the pickaxe head, it will make a pickaxe head casting with the gold. It will basically be used as such, and it'll be pretty awesome. Don't know why it's not going to those other ones, but anyways. So you get different kind of blocks, so you have to be careful what you do. So, anyways, but once again, you just click on the faucet and it will make the ingot form. Since this is an ingot format, basically of mold, it will give me ingots. Oh well, items also bounces on those too. You can make games with that, I guess, if you want to. But hopefully you guys get my point right there with that. So that will fill up eventually with copper, which will go to the very last one. Something to think about. So going back with kind of going back to kind of world or kind of cool stuff that you could do with your personal self. And just warning you guys, this is without its extra, basically anything extra with it. This is just the pure mod itself. There is a extra mod, that add-on pack basically to this mod pack, or not mod pack, but you guys should get my points with that. Bane of Pigs. But yeah, you'll be able to get stuff. More stuff. There's this one thing that's pretty cool that makes you almost pretty much invincible. It makes you run like way faster than you could do with a suit and all that stuff, and it's just pretty cool by itself. So I'm just going to show you something else, which is, I find that's pretty cool. It actually extends your heart. Hey, leave me alone. Hey, I want to be in with you guys. Hey, shut up. But anyways, it'll basically show up as this armor piece right here. There's necklaces, rings, and this other thing which I want to show you a little bit. And I can't find where I found that backpack at. I found it easy before, but now I can't find it. Why do you do this? Oh, there it is. See, right there. So the next thing is kind of your knapsack, which basically, let me show you guys the recipe here. It's kind of leather, iron, tough rods. I think, yeah, that's tough rods, and a gold. And I believe you can only have one of these at a time. So let me go back to here, and it will have an extra slot right there just for you, just for that itself. I don't think it will show you on your person's body though, but yeah, it's kind of there. But it will give you this extra slot right here, with it gives you an extra little inventory here, which is actually found pretty useful. So moving on to the next thing is this heart canister, which actually permanent heart increase, which is another cool thing, which is basically made by a jeweled apple, an edric bone, which you can find at when you slay nether skeletons, or wither skeletons. And you get these by slaying regular monsters, and you basically make that with aluminum. And the jeweled apple is very expensive. It requires 4 diamonds and an apple. So what you do with these is you put them in there, and you basically kind of wait, basically. And as you see here, I have a half a heart of more stuff. As you say, some people will think that's not worth it, but actually, if you, after a while, and you have a lot of resources like diamonds, for instance, you could basically make a lot of these things and just put them into there. Up to 10, it seems like. And it will load up your new hearts very slowly. But since I have a happy help me button, I think you heard me. Do you hear me? Yep, you heard me. You heard me. Ah, you evil little monster, you. But basically, as you see, it kind of recovered a heart. And it recovered both hearts. And guess what? You don't lose it. Ha! What? You don't lose it? But basically this is a pretty good mod. It's like a very simple mod too. But it's kind of scary at the very beginning. But basically it is very cool and useful at the same time. So let me go back to creative mode here and show you guys what's going on with the rest of this mod. So after going a while with this, you could basically go, if I go back through here, go down near the bottom, and it says tenckers constroct right there. I'm just going to go over it really quick. You can also make landmines. Basically, it's what you think a landmine's going to do, huh? It's going to make you explode. And we could do torch, which is basically a stone rod with any type of charcoal or coal on top of it. Same thing as a regular torch. And these are basically right here. These road right here are just basically you put stone inside. I believe the smelter, and you put it into one of those little, you basically pour it into a block format, and it will basically be that. And you could chisel it down by using a chisel that you can make without a stone or iron or whatever material as you can. So also make some slabs, more books right there. So it's basically all the parts that you can make. It's kind of a very big mod. You could customize and put different mix and parts of it, as long as you make a certain tool. Like I could have a stone head of it, if I could find it, and I could have, like, you know, a gold handle or something. I don't know. I'm just making things up, but those, you can put most things together. Like you can even put steel pan, paper pan. You know, you can make paper pan. Jeez, guys, it's paper. You know, bones, cactus, flint, etc. You have a lot of variety. I mean, seriously, you have a lot of variety in this cool, awesome mod. So basically, going after all that stuff, you kind of have tools. Now the hatchet is basically goes after wood. It's basically like a standard axe. The shovel, hey, guess what? Shovel. Nothing special about these kind of three things right here. These swords are kind of not important. That's kind of new. That's new. This is new. I'm just going to put all these things away. The signs, why not show you guys them? These things are pretty cool. Those are kind of not much of a difference, but they're basically made of different materials, which makes it more stronger. These things are cool. I'm not going to show you these because these things are kind of uses. These things I can't really show you because they're going to take too long to do. But what these basically do is cut off heads of your enemies that you just slain. These things are pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And those rest of them are kind of not as cool stuff. So let me get a wonderful, helpful guest. Actually, that's kind of a weird thing. The sign is just basically the same thing. You could just, I think you put it down too, but I don't feel like it. So let me get a helpful sheep. Why not? Let's go down. Whee! So, as some of these things may have a special ability, but like for I'm just gonna get a pig, because the pig actually has something to cook, which is one of the abilities. I believe the frying pan, as it gives slowness. Come on, piggy, die for me. And I have the morphing mod on, of course, which, god dang it, it was, I don't know. But anyways, the pig will basically, it will have that kind of slowing effect. As you see, there's a different mod review going on over there. But anyways, that's basically a frying pan. This rapier is, you know, as you guys, if you are history buffs or whatever, this is basically a penetration weapon. It ignores armor completely. It goes through any type of piece of armor that you have ability to. You also have a backup ability. If you want to back up really quick, you can spam it and you go back a bit more. So basically, double click and you just basically hit them like that. So stop, it's freaking pigs. I already have, how much pigs morphing are there? I don't know. But basically, once again, that's basically what it does. So screw it. This long sword here, if you hold the right button, or right, you know, click thing, right click, you basically hold it up like a charge, like a bow and arrow does. But when you do that, you will thrust forward. But if you jump and do that, you go a little bit farther, but you also go a bit higher. It also does this about 10 plus hearts damage if you get the good one. So the next thing is a scythe. Basically, it's not really made to do that, but oh well. I will show you that feature of that. So the next thing is a dagger. You could throw these things, but the thing is, I'm in creative mode, so I don't lose the object, but you sure can recollect all the daggers that you have laying around. So basically, these things should be made to be cheap, so you can just keep throwing them. But basically, I'm in creative mode, so you guys can't just go like that. So the next thing is going to be, I'm just going to thrust this away. But the next thing is this stone excavator, and what an excavator does, basically cuts a 3x3 area. It won't be instant because I'm in creative mode. It will do that. So if I go back to that one, that's how fast it will usually be. Alright, so kind of the next thing is I'm going to go over here to show this next demonstration, because I kind of thought ahead and kind of forgot about it. But low lag. But basically, right here is basically a plain stone wall. So what if I want to get rid of it? I could use this hammer. It's pretty cool. By clicking on it, you basically have a 3x3 area. It's basically like an excavator kind of range. It's the 3x3 area, and it will basically break whatever it is in there. It will break, I believe, almost everything except for ores, but I may be wrong with that too. I have it done mostly without breaking the ores, so I think you probably could do it with breaking ores, but I'm not sure. Oh wait, why am I moving? I don't know why. What the heck is noise? I don't know, I just heard noise behind me. It's like, what? What? Alright. But next thing here is a useful tool that you could use if you don't have something called a tree capitator. I speak well English today, but my brain's kind of scrambled today. So anyways, this lumber axe here basically acts like one of those and basically cuts down the whole tree. Pretty cool. I think this is probably one of the most useful things, except for, you know, the excavator and the hammer in this whole mods, that's mainly worth getting. So there's also one more tool that's actually worth, you know, explaining here, is the scythe. Now, once again, I have a bone scythe, but you can have many different scythes as you want. What this does is the same thing like shears to cut the trees, but I don't think you keep them. But let's see. Nope, you don't. But destroys them in a 3x3 area. So there you go. It's as is basically. Okay, let me just do a quick search here. But I could speak English very well. But there's like add-on stuff. I'm going to go a little more into those a little later on. Basically, I think that's basically it. Oh yeah. But so I'm just going to explain a little bit more about these extra stuff. Like most metals here, like iron has one, or steel has two, I believe. Aluminite has two. Some of the stuff has stone bound, you know, reinforced to. All these stuff has, it matters what they have on them. Some of them help, some of them just, or why even try? Thanks for, you know, trying. So once again, stone bound is not very important. It's kind of, I think it's when it gets lower, it goes faster. Kind of useless attribute if you ask me. Reinforced basically has a chance of not, you know, damaging the tool. But that's basically it. It's like the better material you have, like the millium will give more damage and more durability, and basically everything goes faster. So that's basically the last tier you get. So I will be basically saving, if I were you, I'll be saving up for that. So if I could find the books again. There it is. I think it's this one, but I may be wrong, so I'm going to get both these. So the materials are as there. There's paper right there, which also gives you an extra spot. So basically, diamond gives you 500 extra durability. I won't tell you guys to go after this, but it will increase your mining level to level 3, which is basically what a diamond does. So emeralds basically 50% times more durability, so it adds 50 times more. So if you have the strongest pick or something like that, and you add this to it, oh wow, you basically set yourself up for a very long time. Basically redstone adds speeds to it. Basically each 50 basically adds 4.0, making a wood pickaxe into an iron. So not bad. Each redstone does increase it by 0.08. It's not useful on weapons because weapons don't mine. You use it multiple times. Stackable, yes. Now this thing is pretty cool here. Auto repair is basically if you have mossy cobblestone. There's multiple ways of getting it, or this moss here. One of them is by putting it into, what is it called? Like if you have like a moss stone or moss cobblestone, you can put it into an uncrafting table made by the Twilight Forest. Thank you, Twilight Forest, for making that. But it requires some levels, of course. There has to be some things, and you could get 8 of these, or you could get 9 of those cobblestone or mossy cobblestones, or stones, or some bricks. But 9 of those could equal you 1 of these, but it will kind of slowly repair itself. In sunlight, it speeds up the process, so no matter where you're at, it will repair itself. So you don't have to do it by yourself. As long as you're holding it, I believe it works. I'm not sure I haven't tried it yet, but if you put it on something, I'm not sure if it will do it. But anyways, on a smelt, you have to get this thing. I forgot what it's called, the lava crystal. To it, the tool basically. It will smelt the blocks that are harvested already. Sets mobs on fire for 3 seconds. Stacks with luck. So it could go with luck, which is basically later on you'll see. But it's not compatible with silky, which is basically silk touch. So this is how you basically make moss, ball moss, right there. And this is how you basically make lava crystal. Very expensive. So next thing is luck, which basically adds fortune to your pick. So it adds fortune to or looting to your pick, no matter what. If you have a tool or a weapon, it increases the maximum threshold and chance of increasing. Basically, it increases the chance of getting some stuff. The more you have, the more lucky you will get. And it's not compatible with silk touch, so it's only single use. So wait, is it single use? Yeah. So basically, when you have it there, so you have it only once, but it's like, I forgot, it's like 500 or so plus. So anyways, moving on. By adding quartz, you can actually increase the attack damage on to your weapon basically, but it has less on effective tool with piercing properties. So this is kind of worthless, so don't worry about it if you don't have it. So anyways, it's probably useful to have like all of this except for one slot for broadsword, which is basically a rare sword. So I kind of don't think it's pretty useful for anything else. I prefer the regular broadsword, but some people prefer a couple other stuff. So the next thing is Fury, which basically you add blaze powder, which adds 5 seconds. Basically adds 5 seconds to flame, basically catch the enemies on fire. Multiple uses, yes. So this is a cool thing here. It's basically a bone from a wither skeleton, which drops more often than the head. So thanks. So it heals a player every time you attack something, 1 heart per bone. So how much time would you put it on? Ooh. So it's pretty useful. And Silk Touch is basically that thing. Once again, it's not comparable with some of the things, so you need like 4 gold ingots with 8 no, 8 times 4, whatever. I English well. So, and you can reinforce your, your pickaxes, whatever, with a obsidian, whatever it's called. Where is it? Obsidian plate, right there. That's what it is. So it will stack with whatever. So if you have like a reinforced 3 pick, you will have a reinforced 4 pick now. So it's single use, so you can't use multiple of them. So not back is by adding a piston to a sword, beheading. You can also add this onto your whatever. If you guys remember, good for you. I forget this stuff because there's a lot of stuff to do. So basically, beheads the mobs with a ender pearl and obsidian. With spider eye right here, it says poison damage basically. It doesn't do it with undead though. Then if you have a mod like IC2 turbo expansion, this is what you have next. Is basically a battery and a circuit will make you an automatic pickaxe, which you can power up with IC2 power, which is a pretty big mod, into like a battery charger or whatever that's there. It will drain the charge instead of the durability when it's of course charged. So the next one is basically a diamond and gold, which is a single use and it will only have 1 add-on slot, so you only can do it once. And if you really want to, you could add an additional modifier slot with another star. Single use. So, yeah. And if you have thermal expansion, like I don't have it on here. I don't think I have it on here. Right? If I do, it's probably... I'm playing on low craft here, so yeah. So that's basically it for all that stuff. So that's all the add-on stuff. So, So I believe I have one more thing to show you guys. So let's go to it. Back up here. I'm just dropping this, by the way. So if you guys were wondering, is it in this one or is it in a different one? It's in the different one. God dang it. It's over here. I can tell you that. There it is. So I should have used that one, but no. I used this one. And these spawn pretty frequently, so they're everywhere basically. And if you build your house underneath them, you will sometimes have those blue slimes falling out of the sky. So next thing here is these 2 things, the drawbridge and igniter. The igniter is pretty self-explanatory. Apply redstone signal, it will catch the top on fire. When it's not active, it will not. Recipes like so. Aluminum, brass, some bronze. And the next thing is the drawbridge, which is probably one of my most favorite things, which actually helps me with a few mods that you probably saw in other series if you watch any of my other series, which I probably say you should do it. Do it right away. Do it now. Do it later. Oh well. But anyways, let's say I want to use it with stone bricks. So, and plus there's a mod that adds on to extra long bridges, etc, etc, etc. That's basically made by like so. Dispenser, blink cast, which how you make blink cast, me may ask? Well, it's just by pouring that spout onto one of those benches out there, to this crafting table here. So, it will basically do whatever it wants. So, So, anyways, right here at the drawbridge, there's 2 slots right here. These things right here, I don't recommend messing with those. So when you place these down right here, like I'm right here, it will come out this way. If I kind of place it kind of upwards, it will go up. Same thing with down the other directions. So yeah. So moving on. So the first star here is just how it's going to look. So you can have a different block here and have multiple blocks here, or vice versa, whatever. So I want to have it look like stone bricks. So it looks like stone brick right now. It won't do nothing. Nothing else. But until I add this block right here onto this other slot here. Now, if I add a redstone signal to it, it will go out, I believe, as far as this. So that's pretty long. So yeah, you can make it drawbridges, you make cool mechanisms with that. But I personally like that to make it as my front door with other mods that include some of this following stuff. So I think I may be missing a few stuff, but I'm going to stop right there. There's of course other mods that I don't have on here that helps with that, and there's some half block versions and some cool stuff. So yeah. So once again, I would like to thank you guys for watching. If you want me to do another mod review on a different mod or something of the sort, please put down in the comment section down below. If you have any questions about this mod in general, please send it down there too. I'll try to answer it, and if there's enough of questions, I will probably make another video of it, probably explaining some stuff that I miss. It'll be in the description down below if I answer your questions, so check there if I haven't missed anything. So if you guys want to suggest a different mod or anything of the sort, put it down in the comment section down below so I could tell that you guys want to see something like thermal expansion you want me to do, which I probably will do later on, etc, etc, etc. That will be useful. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the like button if you feel like it. Other than that, thanks you guys for watching. See you guys later.